Good afternoon and welcome to this day to recognize our retirees. This is a great day to celebrate all of our gold bugs and what they've meant to us. So I'm gonna begin today with Mr. Goldbug and share a couple stories about Mr. Parkhurst. So I looked here at the note that Miss Williams sent out in 45 years, and I thought to myself, what can I say profoundly about 45 years in education? And I wasn't even born 45 years ago, so there's nothing that I can. But Mr. Parkhurst has meant a lot to a lot of people. I looked back and thought about some stories that I could share with you about some things that he's done for me. And I want to share a story. Riding the football games with Mr. Parkhurst is an experience. And we went to Newkirk this year and we loaded up and we got there and it was chilly, but it wasn't cold. I didn't think it was any big deal. And we pull up, get out of the car, and we go to the back of the car, and Mr. Parkhurst and Coach Dollar's there, and there's luggage back there. It's like there's a suitcase. It's like we're going to be gone for a week. And they just start pulling. They got pullovers, they got jackets, they're layering. I said, what are you guys doing? And he looked at me and he said, big guy, you'll learn. Well, I learned because I was cold the fourth quarter. And that's what Mr. Parkhurst, that's just one of the things that he taught me. And that's one of the things I'll always remember was, big guy, you'll learn, because I've learned a tremendous amount from him. When I began at Lincoln 5 years ago, we had a principals meeting at the high school. It was the first principals meeting I attended. And I remember Mr. Parkhurst as a kid. He was that mythical figure that stood at the gold bug. And he had a presence about him. So here I go walking into this principals meeting, and I don't have a clue what I'm doing. And there's Mr. Parkhurst. And you talk about intimidated. I didn't want to say a word. So we finished the meeting and we walk out the door and we're walking out of the library, and I'll never forget, he says to me, he probably doesn't even remember this, but he says to me, you know how to run that student information system? I didn't even know what that was. And I said, I have no idea. He said, well, come down to my office. So I'm scared to death because I feel like I'm in school again. I'm in his office and he's showing me this and I can't remember a word. I don't even know what he's talking about. But of course I shake my head and I act like I do. And as I leave the office, he says, hey, if you need something, you call me. And as a new principal, you think, golly, that's Mr. Goldbug, and I can rely on him. And I think we probably all got stories like that we can say about Mr. Parkhurst that you can call him and he's going to help you. I think the last thing that I would say about Mr. Parkhurst, 45 years of education, that I think he shaped all of us as administrators. Anytime I would have an idea, or any administrator has an idea, and there might be a little bit of an argument over what's right and what's not right. Every once in a while we argue about those things. He'll always say, wait a minute, is it best for kids? And I'll tell you what, that is evidenced by the way he has shaped our school, is it best for kids? So Ms. Parkhurst, on behalf of former students, the staff, the Board of Education of this community, we say thank you for your years of service. You got to come up here.
He's got to have a picture. I thought you were going to say numbness for a minute. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming. I'd like to introduce my wife. 45 years of letting me go to ball games, taking cheerleaders, those types of things. She spent a lot of times at home by herself, and that's why we've had so many dogs. We had to keep her happy, so I appreciate that. I see that my brother Mike, wife Leslie is in the back. They just got in here from Guyman. I appreciate y'all coming. Also, an old classmate of mine from UCO, Chuck Beeson, came for this. You know, I think it's just like life the last, actually 44 years, 1 year, because of my sick leave. I have something like 393 days of sick leave left. But good, bad, ugly. But the one thing that I felt like that I could always do is that I could always go to school and be happy and start out my day that way, because I got to work with some great people. You know, we've had great staff members all the time that I was here, non-certified, but especially the secretaries that I've been involved with. They have kept me out of trouble. And I promise you, they do a lot of good things for this school. But great community. They back the Gold Bugs 100%. We have great students. Not every day, but we have great students for the most part. And it was just a great place to come back home and live. And I appreciate every one of you all. I've worked with a lot of people, made some bad hires, made some great hires, but that's just the way it is, the good, bad, and the other, and that's the way it goes. And I truly appreciate everybody showing up for this. Now, I think I have to do some other things because they won't let me go until at least June 30th, according to Terry Owen. So I'm going to start with the Rising Stars, and Rising Star for 2017-2018, Whitney Cotton. Teacher of the Year, Tara Broad. You know, she's not an original Gold Bug, but she's a true Gold Bug because she has bailed us out on 2 different occasions and does a great job. Okay. Some other aged teachers that we will have today. Sally Schmidt, 23 years of dedication, teaching, and our youth. You know, I didn't know Sally until I became superintendent and got to work with her because of her Title I. She is passionate about Title I and has done a great job. She and I have something else in common. We were both from Missouri.
And I'm about 37.
37 all told. Congratulations. Okay, and we have Sherry Flater. Sherry started the same place almost that I did. She started out in the Guymon Public Schools working for the young kids out there and came back here and ran a great program of our special needs students and so forth for so many years. Because of the money situation and so forth, we had to close that operation down. She came to Lincoln, was the counselor there, and from what I understand has just done a great job and kids love her. Sherry, we appreciate you. 37 years of experience.
Okay, this is my family. This is Collier. This is my grandson. My son Cade and Hayes. My daughter Hattie. Son Cole. My husband Bonnie. And my newest granddaughter is Eliza. My other little granddaughter is Reed. And then, where's Kylie? There's Kylie and then Kai.
Okay. And Jeff Levinson, 35 years. I actually saw Jeff play a little basketball out of Panhandle State when I was out of Guymon, and stole him from Newkirk as one of my first hires as a basketball coach. And then he left for a while, and then he came back. And he may be the tallest coach I've ever been around. Jeff Levinson, 35 years. Oh, smoke. We have two others that are not here today. Joanne Eisenbart has worked in the central office. She is on her way to Alaska at this point in time on a cruise. And there are no words to appreciate what Joanne did for me as my first year as a superintendent. You know, after 26 years being high school principal, you think you know everything, like a lot of you out there think. And you really don't until you get down there and you do that. But Joanne was instrumental. And also, I'd like to recognize Betty Maxwell, because I was at the high school and she was down there in that office area with superintendent. And she kind of got my ear a time or two and told me, now young man, this is the way we do this. And I said, yes ma'am, and we went on. So Betty, thank you. And then the last one that's not here, I don't believe, is Brian Smithy. Brian has been ill all year long. He's not doing very well. Brian has been our math teacher at the high school and also down at the middle school. And we wish the best for Brian at this point in time. So, that's all I have. Madison, is there anything else that we need to do? Can we declare this meeting over with so those guys that want to go play golf or go fish or do whatever they want to do can go do that?
Yes.
Feel free to get drinks, cookies. Oh, Peggy Mapes, thank you for what you did. And I also want to thank the board members for being patient with me and helping me to become a better superintendent. But thank you to the community. Had a great run. Thank you.